guys, what's up? Let me just get my setup going here. Make sure my mic's not in my way. Okay. Lo-fi hip-hop, you already know. Let's close this as well. Let's lower this down. Okay, so we're gonna hop into Citrus. I just renamed it from Workbud. It's Citrus right now, and I guess I'll have some citrusy type colors. I don't really know. Branding is hard. This isn't really an update video, so I won't go too deep into that. I want to get this pomodoro working, and this is honestly one of the first parts of this project. Where is it? There's this beast of a pomodoro thingy there. Let's just reveal. Whoops, not that. Whatever, let's just roll with this. So but you guys see it. I'm not sure what the issue was. Probably had to do with the fact that it wasn't even alive. But the point is, I have this. This was how it looked initially. This is how I want it to be a little smaller. But yeah, so once you click this, the idea is I'm going to change this to timers, and then you'll see Pomodoro countdown timer, and you click one and it will start or give you the next view, and then it'll start, and then it will, whenever you click stop, it'll take that value and pop it into, I guess I can put time worked inside the timestamp, huh? Yeah, I could probably put like duration inside of here, because apparently time worked is not a task level thing. Huh? I thought it was. Projects. Oh yeah, here they are. Pomodoro. So I can slightly change that because I just got this idea from a different app, because it was always just to have Pomodoro, but I literally saw that they had, different options, and I thought that was pretty cool. It should be a bit more difficult, and probably need to change a bit of things up. First and foremost, definitely putting a timestamp, a time thing. Oh, I guess it's right here under Pomodoros. But I guess I can put it in time and just have it be time information. But I like this timestamp. But once again, so those are some things we need to keep in consideration. How we're going to do this, how we're going to get it to show, how we're going to implement it into the data structure. So a lot of things to think about. I have this basic thing. So yeah, it should be pretty fun. So the first thing I'm thinking we have to do is, once this clicks, obviously need to attach an event listener. Once we click it, we get out of this view, and we just are left with a Pomodoro countdown or timer. I can get some icons in, and then so essentially 3 new buttons, and then when you click on that button, you'll be taken to a different view. And then it'll have like the start option and pause and reset. This is mainly for the Pomodoro, which I got working almost like 2 months ago, but it's whatever. Alright, so yeah, don't mind how ugly this thing looks. Okay, so first thing, let's just open up DevTools. Task Pomodoro button. So task Pomodoro. Whoops. We're just gonna leave it as task Pomodoro button for now, even though that's probably not what it's gonna be. Also, when we're doing this, we want it to be like this, where the top level functions, I just made that up, send it to these lower level functions. And if we peek this, complete this task. It's a pretty simple thing. Before I had it where it was a lot of congestion and it wasn't super clean, but I think this is a lot cleaner, so we're going to try to keep it like that. So because I like redoing my code and moving around, task timer click. Okay.
Okay. Really? Not a concept, Joel. I'm just a fucked up girl who's looking for my own peace of mind. I'm not perfect.
I can't see anything that I don't think.
Okay. Task timer click. And what was this pomodoro even hooked up to? Yeah, I had. I wonder if it's still in here. No, I had this weird Vue.js thing. That was pretty weird. So let's undo this, do that, and then save. So that's step one. Alright, very cool. So I like to just hide view, show new buttons, and this is going to be pomodoro, timer, countdown. Each button has a view. Okay, so on task timer click, okay, see how on users, this users button, it has the ability to hide it. Well, most of these aren't completely done, but the point I'm making is when I click users, it hides it. So let's go grab that. Let's reload the page. Okay. UI 461. Okay. So as you can see, this is a lot. I just don't feel like dealing with this, so I'll come back and figure it out. But essentially what we want is this. I'm not sure why maybe this could be its own function. Not super sure. But let's find out. So this is saying user container.remove. So essentially we're getting this panel. We're essentially hiding it. We're hiding all of these buttons because this is edit state buttons. Okay, and then we're removing the container, which is defined as what? User container is a div. Okay. So this new container that we're creating is user's container, and on this back button, we're removing it, as we can see here. So we see display is equal to none, some stuff happens. Okay. So just understanding how this is working. And this is a little li. Okay, so a bunch of mumbo, but essentially the two important parts of it are guys. Essentially, the two important parts of it are grabbing the task info panel, which I want to say, so we know the edit state buttons are all of these things, and the task info panel task info panel is equal to selected task info. So it's all of this. Boom. So all of this. Okay. So that's pretty cool. So what I'm gonna do is copy all of this and bring it over here. So the first thing we need to do on Pomodoro click is just simply hide this stuff. Okay. Sorry, you guys. Okay, muted the phone. So basically, let's just keep looking at it. So task info panel is equal to task. I could probably definitely make a little function that does this for me, just because since we're using it, it seems super useful. Okay, so task info panel is equal to that, and then we're gonna hide it. Interesting. Oh, this is on that back button that is equal to none. Oh, no, block is showing. Okay. Same thing with the edit state buttons. Okay. User container we haven't created yet. So we just get rid of that. Don't need this. So we just need these stuffs. Okay, so this should hide the view and break the application. Okay. So, oh, I clicked the wrong one. Pomodoro. Boom. So what we can actually do is go ahead and make this a function and say, task view hide. Functiono. Okay. Just gonna put this here. Just because I like to see everything I'm working on at once. Task view hide and task view show. Come on. Whoops. So just for now, just have this be the exact opposite. So that's pretty cool. And then I believe if we do this, go back to task list, brings me all the way back. So that's pretty cool. So now we have some functions that can move us through our application. So that's pretty cool. So hide view done, show new buttons. So Pomodoro btn is equal to document.create element button. Okay, and then let's do timer btn, and then I guess it's countdown btn. Okay, and then get a real suspect when autocomplete can show up. You know, countdown, timer. I guess it needs to be the exact same, right? I feel like countdown's one word. Is that real? Anyways, so the way we had it before was this user's container, and I kind of like that. However, we can't use a chest container, so I'm gonna have to think of something else. I guess I could use wrapper or something. But I'm not super sure.
I hope that the rain will never stop.
Oh, I see. So as soon as it stops raining, you'll leave.
Anyways, sorry I get sidetracked in text. How long has this been going for? 17 minutes and I've done nothing. So we're going to want to define some kind of container to put these buttons in, because I believe once we get to this view, if we inspect around, we completely remove it. Okay, so we can just hop back over here and do something like this. Use the container as the div, and then append these buttons, and then what's parent. Okay, so let's grab this, let's put it back. Now, the only thing with this is that I completely get rid of the task info panel. Is that right? No, it's still there, it just doesn't have a display. Okay, so parent is equal to task info panel. Let's just see how this plays out. You don't really need to change any names. Pomodoro button, timer button, countdown button. Also, if we're doing all of this mumbo jumbo, we can do a create button function, and it takes in text, it takes in style, let's not create a button function because I don't want to get super sidetracked here. But you need to add some stuff to their class list. Let's see what that does. App 85. I'm not really sure what that's talking about. I'm pretty sure I did class list add, right? Right? class list dot add. Ahaha, we need a comma to delineate it. I'm not sure why I didn't think that. Okay. Ah, it's happening. What's up with the styling? Button dash 2. Yeah, I know the CSS is weird. Okay, so it's added the comma too. Okay, so they each need to be in their own string thingy. Okay, so this should now work. Okay. So yeah, cool. For now, I'm just gonna do this so we can get it up and running. But already this is looking ugly. You know, create 3 buttons, set their text content, set their class list. Like, this can be done separately because it's not really doing anything. We don't need all of that in this function, but this function is going to get broken up anyway because these are UI functions. This is other stuff, but I'm just doing it all in one, so you know, so I can just get out of here quick. So looking good. And now each of these buttons needs a event listener. Now add event listener, click start pomodoro, and maybe we can have like a select user function, not function, but like select user, and you click on it and then you start a timer, so the timer can be attributed to that user. I don't know, because I don't know how to like do backend authentication, so it would be like, oh, Jim can log in and then he can start doing his own stuff, or Sally can log in, or etc. So start timer and then start countdown. I really think it's a capital D. You know. Okay, and then down here we can say function start pomodoro. This is gonna be a console.log. Console.log good. And then let's also see if we can do this. Just so we know we can move through our UI. What happened there? Oh shit. No? What happened? Start timer. Okay, I'm sorry. You guys can be start pomodoro from now. I don't feel like retyping it. Sorry. Okay. Alright, cool. So as you can see, the go back to task list did work. However, the buttons are not in the task list. They're in this panel. So things are coming along. I just need to figure out how we're doing this. Because as you can see now, this is up above stuff. See, this isn't going to go away. But it's fine. All of that UI stuff, we'll come back and do a huge overhaul once it's mainly done, and we'll make it look pretty. For now, it does not look pretty, but that's okay. So now we can go ahead and click on the task, click on the Pomodoro, and then these don't do anything yet. So once I click on this, it will then hide these buttons. So hide other buttons, show view. I'd want a way to keep the timer running and allow user to still like you shouldn't be locked on that screen. I guess if you're in focus mode or something, I guess, but like if I'm running a timer, I want to be able to look. I still need this like created thingy so that way they don't, so I can't do this shit. But that's fine. Okay. So we gotten this far. Let's just keep going down. Actually, no, we're on start pomodoro now, huh? So, just to confirm, when we click on that start pomodoro, we're here. So, we need to do pomodoro button dot remove, timer button dot remove, countdown button dot remove, and then we can say document dot back equals document dot create elements button dot add send listener click this probably isn't gonna make it. I'm just doing this for I don't really know. Just the text contents. Okay. UI 62. What is that? Why is that even being called? What? Not super sure what's going on here. Why does that matter? Why is that being called? Oh yeah, here it is. I thought it was gone. So this is this ugly pomodoro thing I was making. Because I actually had the pomodoro working at some point in the very beginning. And I'm not super sure what happened or why it broke. So I'm thinking, what is the best method to go about doing this? Because essentially what's happening is we're adding something that is not static, it's dynamic in a lot of ways. Because if I go here, right, and I click on progress, boom, progress is changed. If I go here and click on move, boom, it's moved. It's go here, click on edit. That's not working, but edit. Go here, click on comment. Same thing. The comment. But if I go here, I don't even know what's going on. Basically, instead of, so I have this class pomodoro. I don't know. Maybe I can grab this. Okay. And that should get it to show in the UI. Probably not get it to work, but at the very least should get to show. But I feel like that's not the way to be going about this. But we'll see. Yeah, no. I mean, this is technically working. Just need to do one of these. Okay. Let's try it now. Now it's saying it's not defined. Oh, okay. Alright, let's run it back. What about now? Okay. It's equal to document.create element. Whoops. Div. Alright, what about now? Alright. So these, using the outdated button scheme, so let's change that up really quickly. Alright, first of all, that just looks way cleaner. This on click is working, which is great. It's great. Okay. This should be equal to this. This could even be gone, but let's not worry about that. So let's go back in here. I guess it's cheating because I had the pomodoro working at one point. It just hasn't been working, and I haven't really tried to deal with it for like 2 months or something since I've been building the rest of this application. So So yeah, now we have it showing, which is good. Now I need to look at this to figure out how I had it working, because it wasn't in a class to begin with, but I think I put it in a class so that way I could say something like this is equal to new, no, I shouldn't say this, let's just say x is equal to new pomodoro, and then on click I can say x dot start time, etc, etc, or x dot stop time, x dot reset time. However, I think that was giving me a lot of trouble, and maybe that is still the way to go about it, but if I can get it working without doing that, that'd be great. But I feel like that'd be easier, because I could just say let pomodoro timer equal new pomodoro timer and then insert it, and then just simply on click make it be like pomodoro timer dot start, pomodoro timer dot pause, and then it'll kind of be its own self-contained component, versus making a whole bunch of functions and messing around like that. But let's see. This console log is working, so how would I get this to work? Let me look at it, because I'm pretty sure it's just a countdown. Okay, so not this one. Whoa there. Not this one. This might be a little useful later. I already have this one. Basically, it's a little clock action. Okay, so let's just try something out. And maybe before we append it, we go grab those event listeners. So let's copy and paste. These would be when I click start, right? Don't need, this is, and let's use some better language, because we're gonna have 3 of these. So let's make sure we always say pomodoro, because the other ones will be timer and countdown. So we can go ahead and get rid of all of this. Hey, get it? All of this. So we can hide that for now, and we can just go ahead and say function start. Whoops, start pomodoro. Let's just have, what did I have on save? Well, that stuff too. Let's do that stuff after we confirm that we can touch it in the, touch it. Okay, so console's up. Pomodoro. What happened there? Ahaha. Apparently, my naming conventions are amazing. Alright, let's run it back. Okay, pomodoro. Okay. Start is no. This stuff probably has to be after it gets appended, right? Somehow clicked the wrong thing. Alright. Pause pomodoro is not defined, that's fine for now. Okay, we got it going. So when we started, we can go ahead and take all of these out. So when we started, no. Let's go back over here, grab this stuff. Is there a reason I'm not doing dot value right away? Maybe this is the wrong decision, but I'm just going to go ahead and do dot value. Okay. So alright, so it's coming along. Because I believe all of the values got converted to seconds for testing purposes. Yup. Not testing purposes, so that way it can actually count down. Okay, so next is actually starting the timer. However, the verbatim is going to get a bit tricky. Start, I guess I can use begin, or I can say pomodoro start click or something like that, because this is what's actually going to happen. Is that this is the interval counter, right? And then it's gonna tick down by 1 every single time. So on that start click, we need to go ahead and grab the values, which is what we're doing here, and then plug those values into the timer. It's just set interval, yeah. So the set time. See, this was when it's like this kind of global. I don't know if global is the right word, but this kind of, once you create the instance of the pomodoro, it can kind of keep track of itself. And I feel like I'm making sense when I say that, and I feel like that's probably the best way to do it. But I'm just gonna hack this together like so. Okay, so on this timer click, go ahead and start the interval. Clock is equal to set interval start task timer. What we're gonna do. Begin clock. Yeah, once again, the verbatim's gonna get kind of tricky because I have start pomodoro timer, begin clock. Yeah, go ahead and get rid of this, and then function. So function begin clock should grab the linked select value and then use that to start the timer, and then insert the time into this thingy right here. So yeah, it's a good thing I already had most of this pomodoro done. This is actually the first thing I worked on, and then the rest of this kind of came out of that. Because I believe it was a pomodoro clock, and I was like, oh, you can do like time tracking and whatnot. What is foop? This is why you don't get out of control with these console logs. I don't know what foop is. I don't know what foop is. So I'm just taking out this is, and then we'll try to understand this little piece of code. Okay, so this is the actual clock interval. So all this needs to be doing is ticking down once. So Pomodoro selector, timer. Yeah, cool. So console log, task time left. I'm going to get rid of that. Okay, I see what, because this is what I was saying earlier, this global thing. So if it was like this, I could just say task time left or this dot task time left, because it would be self-contained. However, I probably need to pass in values to begin clock, like the time, you know. So total time. I think yeah, let's just look up some variable, because I know I could do something like, well, let's just look at it. Okay. Nope. Okay. And I messed up somewhere because it's already thrown a little error. So make it equal to a function. And that function does begin clock, and it takes in total time. So we can come here and say total time is equal to length. Select dot value. So we pass in total time. Let's go ahead and just log total time. Okay. However, if we're starting this every single second, we probably don't want to pass in the total time. What we could do is just have begin clock be up here in this little function, because my fear is that if we call total time begin clock every second, it'll tick down. But well, we can just try this, even though I think it's not going to work. Okay, we'll just replace. Don't think this is going to work, but let's see how it messes up. Oh, don't need to click on the inspector. Pomodoro start. Okay. Okay, it's doing something. Which is good. Let's make it not be 4 seconds. 599. Yeah, what was I saying? Because it just basically goes 599, then it goes to 100. So what we can do is, instead of passing in a value to total time, let's get rid of that one because it's kind of confusing. Okay, let's not go that far back. Let's just do this. And then let's do this. Let's try that out. Okay, so 156 is logging it, but it's not going down at all. Once again, that's because it's the values being reset every time every time clock goes off. Clock goes off every single second. That means this is resetting the value. Damn, an hour of me bullshitting. That means this is setting the value of resetting the value every single time. So that's not gonna work. So we can stop that. So begin clock can't be doing all that stuff on its own. My thought is to do this and just not have begin clock be a different function. Alright, is that cool? Alright, so that works. Probably not the cleanest solution. But it works. And I think I had like a convert into seconds function. Yeah. I've got too small of a brain to remember this, and I'm pretty sure I didn't figure this out. But yeah, let's not delete begin clock as a function. So okay. Okay, so like if it's equal to 0, stop it, start the break. And we can also just say show toast for now. Once I get this one working, the other two shouldn't be that hard. So I'll probably end this video whenever I get this first pomodoro working. Alright, cool. Still getting not a number. So let's take a little gander at convert seconds. And that's because I completely forgot to get rid of the thises. Take a little gander. Okay, let's run it back. Okay, and then let's just do this. See if that still works, and if it does, then I think we got it. 2, 1, 0. It's going a bit fast, probably because the actual timer is messed up. But yeah, there we go. So that's pretty cool. Show toast is already a function. I believe it takes so yeah, so that's pretty much that. The start break is pretty much the same functionality. What kind of song? It's basically the same functionality, except instead of the timer, would be this 10 minutes, it's gonna start counting down on the 5 minutes, and then it should automatically start again, or maybe it'll be a user prompted start. Hello? Not super sure that was. Oh, okay. I guess it was just 7 seconds. I don't know how to fix that. Let's get rid of this console log and this console log. Okay, so we've got that. So yeah, start function's basically done. The break function is just a variation of the start function. The pause is just going to be the clear interval. Reset is just going to send it back to 0. This whole foo thing, let's just go ahead and get rid of that now. Let's go to definition. Oh, pomodoro back. We can just get rid of that. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It's working. It's going down. So that's the pomodoro, which is just a user selected timer length, and then a user selected break length timers. They're just clocks, and then the timer is going to be a lot simple. Well, not a lot simpler. It's literally just going to be the exact same thing, except it's not essentially counting those variations. It's just saying you set the time, and then when the time's up, it'll do something, and it will stop, and it will add those minutes to your counter. Countdown is, well, no, timer is just we're gonna click start, and then we're gonna start working on it, and then we can click stop, and then complete whenever. So let me write this stuff down. So time review is start, pause, complete, and then on complete adds time in seconds to project work. So, and I'll keep track of it in seconds, so that way whenever we're pulling it to the user in the UI, we just can do a quick conversion to minutes or a conversion to hours or something like that. So the timer views like that, and the countdown view, start pause because it's just a timer, and then countdown view is select countdown time, and then from there it's basically just a timer view. And I got focus mode, checkbox, dim screen, has no back button. Yeah, so that could be a thing. So I'm gonna wrap this video up. It's already been an hour. Yeah, so that's the pomodoro function from start to finish. Well, not finish, but from idea to start, and now it's working. So yeah, thank you guys. See you later.